Holy shit, everyone. Good grief. Episode 8 of X-Men 97 is amazing. Normally I would do a review and take my time, and well, do you know what, this time I can't because it's too fresh in my mind. It was fucking brilliant. I don't know where to start. It crammed so much into its runtime that Megan on the Vigilante Vibe podcast said this about the last episode, and it applies to this. This felt like a movie, even though it was only half an hour long. We have got two major villains working together to create a race of biological hybrid prime sentinels that are the world over ready to capture the mutants wherever they find them and fight the X-Men. We have the fact that they are working with a cabal of other supervillains. Notably, we had Zemo and Dr. Doom on screen. We also had a cameo at the end by Spider-Man and Silver Samurai. We had Magneto encompassing the whole world with some form of EMP. Shut the whole fucking world down in his underpants. We had the Summers family outing, which was just glorious. Those three worked together so well, and even amongst all of it, despite the fact that their Blackbird is being pulled apart around them, you've got little quips from Jean about Cable remembering to wear his seatbelt, and Beast being pissed that this is the third Blackbird they've gone through in a month. It's just so good. Wolverine got his moment, and how glorious was that moment? Tearing through Sentinel after Sentinel with his claws as he was thrown thousands of feet in the air and came back through them all before smashing into everything. Oh my, Nightcrawler, Nightcrawler with his three swords protecting Rogue. And the beautiful animation when he took Wolverine out of the room with him, and you got to see what Nightcrawler sees when he goes through his teleportation. I mean, what an episode! What an episode! Right. Of course, what else did I... Professor X came back at the very end, just as you need him. We haven't seen Storm yet. Storm will be there soon, but right now, all we've got is a "to me, my X-Men," and Hank, who looked pretty beaten up, turning up, Storm turning up, and the Summers there, Scott and Jean. I just... Right, gonna calm down. This was amazing. And now I have to wait a whole week. A whole fucking week for episode 2, and then a whole fucking week more for episode 3, and then however long for season 2, because you know that they're gonna do a cliffhanger at the end of next week and a bigger one at the end of the season. Oh yeah. Right. Here's the thing though. Magneto saved everybody, turned all the Sentinels off for now, but probably not permanently. Certainly not if Bastion has anything to say about it. But, and I mentioned this having watched the trailer in my trailer breakdown yesterday, it seemed in the trailer that they were setting up Magneto to be the villain. And what I mean by that is that we know him in chains at the UN is part of his redemption arc, but if you're coming to this as a new viewer and you've not watched the series yet, you maybe feel like it looks like Magneto, because you know Magneto's the villain. That's, if you don't know much about the X-Men, you know it's the X-Men versus Magneto and his team and humanity in the middle. But he got out of there, and in his underpants in the Arctic, in a rage, he EMP'd the whole world. Now, drawing on that much of his power, are we going to get the Onslaught storyline? Are we going to see a changed Magneto that requires all of, not just the mutants, but all of these heroes that we've seen cameo in? Are we going to need to see Silver Samurai and Spider-Man and Captain America and the Avengers all need to get involved in this fight at some point, because this has just gone worldwide now. and it's massive. So I don't know. At this point in time, I really don't know what to expect, because it looked like this episode sort of solved the first problem, the first wave of the zero tolerance problem, which is the Prime Sentinels shut down by one man. And now, unless Bastion had more of a plan for Magneto, I don't understand why he was keeping him alive. If he's able to disable his Prime Sentinels that easily, why keep him alive unless you have a further plan for him that you're going to enact? And I feel that must be where we're heading next. And if that's the case, then Jesus, it's going to be epic. And it'll be really interesting, because obviously in the comics, zero tolerance comes after the Onslaught story. But if they do it the other way around, it makes a lot more sense. And I feel that having Xavier back, they could either team up, or at this point in time, Xavier's idealist's view versus Magneto's lived experience of all of these years, from the concentration camp of his youth right through to the massacre at Genosa, his imprisonment and torture at the hands of Bastion, and his lived understanding that there is no other way, are so at odds with each other that there'll be conflict. And I think that not only did the trailer suggest that Magneto is going to be like the antagonist, but in a different way, because this series is not black and white. This series is not heroes and villains. This series is lots of shades of grey and some very evil humans in the middle who are using the fear of a lot of not evil humans in order to further their own games and their own goals. And Magneto's not a villain, but he can do villainous things. And I don't know whether or not we're going to see this as a black and white conflict like you see in the title credits when you've got the two teams coming together with humanity in the middle and Sentinels at the back looking like they're just chasing everyone. I think that this is going to be more nuanced than that, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see members of the X-Men join with Magneto and other members join with Professor X. It will be really interesting to see. The title credits, by the way, were great. Lovely to see Xavier back where he belongs, and lovely to see Cyclops doing the 3 Sentinels in from the original animation intro sequence as well. Really, really good. But that's it. This is just a quick one because I've just finished it and I'm so fucking excited to talk about it. I may do a more in-depth one later, but if not, wow, episode 8, give me more. And if you want to see me talk about more, please do subscribe to our channel, leave a like, share it with your friends, discuss in the comments down below what you thought. Where do you think they're going next with this? What are we going to see? Who will die? Will there be anyone who doesn't make it out of season 1? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe, and take a look up here. No, here, take a look up here where our X-Men playlist is, with lots covering all of the current series. And in the meantime, until next week, take care. We'll see you soon.